I want to start this story by saying I am not a gullible person. I have always considered myself careful. I grew up watching my mother work hard for everything she had, so I understood the value of money from a very young age. I did not throw it around. I did not trust easily. I want you to understand that before I tell you what happened, because I know how this kind of story sounds from the outside. My friend called me one afternoon and said there was someone she wanted me to meet, her pastor, she said. She said he had connections. He had helped people travel abroad, places like Canada, UK, different places. She had seen it herself happen. She sounded calm when she said it, not excited, just matter of fact. Like she was telling me about a good mechanic that she had found. Hi besties, you're welcome back to my channel, and if this is your first time, my name is Pressy Patrick, and here I read out true life stories about people's experience. If this is what you like, please consider subscribing to my channel, like this video, share with your loved ones, and remember to turn on the notification bell so that whenever I post, you will get notified. Now let's continue. I told her that I would think about it. I thought about it for 2 weeks before I said yes. The first time I met the pastor, we were at the church. I won't call the name of the church. It was a Sunday, so there were people everywhere. We somehow made everything feel more legitimate. The pastor was not what I expected. He was soft-spoken, well-dressed, and he looked at you when he talked to you. Really looked at you, not through you, not past you, at you, eyeball to eyeball. He shook my hand and said, "I have heard so much about you." I smiled and said, "Hope there are good things that you've heard about me." He said, "Yes, only good things." That was all. It was a short conversation, nothing unusual. He did not bring up money or travel or whatsoever. He just greeted me and moved on to speak with someone else. I remember thinking, okay, this seems normal. He seems fine. I did not feel anything strange that day. No alarm, no hesitation, nothing. Looking back, I wonder if that was the point or it was just something else. The arrangement came later. We had a few meetings. After we had spoken a few more times and I had attended a couple of services in his church, he brought up the travel properly. He said he had a contact that handled visa processing. He had used this contact for other members of his church. He told me how some of them were already abroad. He could show me testimonies if I wanted. I said I would like that I would like to see the proof myself. He showed me messages, pictures, people in airports, people holding boarding passes. It all looked real. I did not think to question it too deeply because why would I? I had seen him in the church. He's a real man of God. I had seen how people greeted him with respect. I had heard my friend talk about him. Everything pointed in the same direction. He told me to bring 1.5 million naira so they can start to process my travel documents. He said it was non-refundable. He said that was just how the process worked, that the money went to the agents handling the documentation, and once it was submitted, it could not be pulled back. I sat with that for a moment. 1.5 million. I asked him if he was sure the process would work. He looked at me steadily and said, "I have never failed anyone who came to me in good faith." The first attempt was Canada. I waited and waited. Weeks passed. He kept reassuring me. He said these things take time. You know now, all these travel things take time. He said I should be patient. He said the agents were working on it. I believed him because what else was I supposed to do at that point? The money was already gone. And then came the bad news. It failed. Canada failed. The pastor did not seem shaken or bothered. He said it happened sometimes. He said we would try UK instead. That Canada recently learned how to do guy in giving people visa. He said the UK route was actually more reliable and easy. He said he would handle it personally this time. Lo and behold, UK failed too. I remember sitting in my room the evening I found out that the UK also failed, and just staring at the wall, not crying, not angry yet, just quiet. I kept trying to find a logical explanation that did not lead where I could feel it leading. I called my friend. She sounded confused. She said she did not know what had gone wrong. She said she was sorry about it. Barely weeks after the UK visa failed, the pastor came up with an investment plan. I know how that sounds, I know, but you have to understand, at that point I was not thinking clearly. I had already lost money and I was looking for a way to recover it. When he came to his members and spoke about the real estate investment opportunity, I was sitting in that room with other people who were nodding. Real people I had sat next to in church, people who were also investing their money. He said it was a land project that would generate millions of returns. He said the funds would also help process travel documents for those who were still waiting. He made it sound like one thing was connected to another. I put in 4 million naira. Other members did the same. We all paid the money directly into the pastor's account. The first sign that something was wrong was small. One Sunday, he was not at church. Someone said he had traveled. I thought nothing of it. Pastors travel. Maybe just a harmless weekend travel. The next Sunday, he was not there again. This time, nobody said anything. By the third Sunday, a different person was leading Sunday service. Nobody explained why. When I asked one of the church workers, she looked at me for a moment before she said, "The pastor has been away." I asked when he was coming back. She said she was not sure when he was going to come back. I walked out of that church slowly. I stood on the street outside and I just stood there for a while. Cars were passing, people were walking by. Everything looked completely normal and I felt completely still. Days later, I received the shock of my life. The pastor relocated out of Nigeria without telling anyone. He had packed up quietly and left Nigeria. By the time people started calling each other and asking questions, he was already gone. Not on holiday, gone. He had opened a new church there. He had opened a new church in another country. Started afresh with a new name. New members who did not know anything about what had happened here in Nigeria. I went to the police station to report the issue. I sat across from an officer and I explained everything to him. The visa fees that I paid to the pastor, the investment, the disappearance of the pastor, how my friend introduced me to him. I had records of the transaction. I had messages as proof, which I showed to the policeman. The policeman listened. Then he told me that since it was an individual pastor who had collected the money and not the church as an institution, there was not much they could do about it from their end. I asked him what that meant. He said it meant I should try to settle it in another way or maybe just go spiritual because the case is a strong one. I just left the station with my heart heavy. I could not even cry. I just kept cursing myself, calling myself a fool. What hurt me the most was the money I just willingly gave to this pastor. My hard-earned money. How did I even think 1.5 million naira would take me out of Nigeria? I was so naive and stupid. I was so desperate to relocate. I have not recovered the money, not the 1.5 million naira, not the 4 million naira, none of it. What stays with me is not even the money at this point. It is the way the whole thing was built. The slow, careful way trust was established before anything was asked. The way the church setting made everything feel safe. The way real people around me made it feel legitimate. I have spoken to other church members since then. Several of them are in the same situation. Some lost more money than I did. Most of them have not spoken publicly because they are embarrassed. I understand that. I felt it too. But I am telling this story because I think people need to hear it. Not because I want sympathy. I am past that now. I just need advice. I need someone to advise me. Please, you all should advise me. This money I gave to this pastor, I have been saving for years for it, and then it's just gone. I'm thinking of doing what the policeman told me to do, to go spiritual. Please, advise me on what to do. Stories like this. You see, stories like this, we've been hearing about it, but people don't want to learn. I'm a Christian, but I can never trust my pastor 100%. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I doubt or I don't. I can trust them, but not 100%. They're human beings like us. We should learn that pastors are human beings like us and not just trust them. How can you just take your hard-earned money and give to a pastor? A pastor that your friend introduced you to. Not like you know him from anywhere. I I don't know what to say. It has happened. It has happened. So what do you think about the story? Please write your thoughts in the comment section. Advise her on what to do. And remember to like this video, share with your loved ones, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.